So today we're doing something a little bit different, YouTube. We do have a life outside of RC, as many people don't like to think, with as much as we actually try to do in the hobby, but we've been waiting since the beginning of the pandemic to get a hold of new Nintendo Switch, and at the beginning of the pandemic, unfortunately, I had traded in not one but both of mine and my fiance's Switch consoles, only to find out that I couldn't obtain an Animal Crossing Switch, no matter how hard I tried, unless I was willing to spend a ridiculous amount of money in an overpriced scenario, and usually through a sketchy sales situation, regardless. So with that being said, we had the opportunity to get not one but two Animal Crossing Nintendo Switches, thanks to our local GameStop, and with that said, I'd like to present our little kit that we put together. One we already opened because we were so darn excited to see this thing out of the box. We didn't think about doing a video, and so this one came out of the box, got covered, and ended up getting used right away. And with the other one, this one is going to stay inside of the box, but we did decide that we would at least use this one because it didn't have any tape on the box. It came right out of a bulk load of Animal Crossing Switches when they first showed up. So with that being said, there wasn't any tape on the boxes. They were ready to go, open the box and play after a charge and setup. So with that being said, we are going to open it, do our video as stated, and let you guys get a peek at exactly what you get in the very sought after Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch console box set. The game does not come with the console in this set, which was something that I wasn't actually aware of at first. And this little kit here, in case you're wondering why we have these Joy-Cons, I've wanted a purple Joy-Con set since my first V1 Switch. So one of our sets of Animal Crossing Joy-Cons is going to get put up and be just put into storage at a safe charge rate on the LiPo or lithium-ion, whatever battery that Nintendo uses in there. But we're going to leave that battery in there at a safe storage rate and put that up on the shelf. Hopefully it'll last through storage. It should, with the battery recommendations in mind. And we are going to use the tablet, so at least if anything happens, we'll have to get a secondary console instead of sending it in for warranty and just using our case. So that's our plan with our Switch, so we can obtain a collectible version in the box. With that said, we have these other Joy-Cons here to aid in setting our Animal Crossing New Horizons Joy-Cons aside. And with no further ado, let's open this up. I've never actually gotten a brand new aftermarket set, or not aftermarket, a brand new set of Joy-Cons. So, just, you know, from Nintendo, obviously. This isn't a third-party company. This is right from Nintendo. These are Nintendo brand Joy-Cons right here. Wow, that purple really pops once it gets out of the package. And, as I'm sure many of you thought, exactly what we get in the box right there. Nothing else. Okay, the box is pretty self-explanatory. You can tell they spend a lot of time on the artwork, but the box is pretty self-explanatory. Oh, double bagged. Look at that. They should for the price of these bad boys. And there's that purple. And there is still some chromish looking graphics on the back and some cautionary and labels going on there. The serial number on the back, which is always good because Nintendo needs that if there's any warranty issues. I almost... Is there something I gotta pull out of there? Or is there just no charge to that battery whatsoever? That's weird. I would like to think that if it's a LiPo battery, it's not on a zero charge, but I'm not familiar with the battery packs inside of a Switch, to be honest. So, there's those. We'll get a closer look at those here shortly. This would be the second version of one of these cases that we've gotten. The first one was for the Nintendo Entertainment System Throwback Retro Emulator Console System. I'm sure you guys have seen them out and about a million times. There's 100 knockoffs. We did end up getting one of those when they first came out, and somebody might have modded it. And with that being said, we did enjoy it for some period of time, and then somebody else I know, a family member actually, had been looking for one of those Nintendo throwback emulator boxes, and so I kept the case and did give them the system itself, converted the case, a smaller version of this exact one here. I did convert it into a drone case, and to this day still enjoy my decision. So, what we're looking at here with the case is it's obviously going to hold and protect your system. Pretty thick, pretty big, but if you want a case that's going to be heavy duty, relatively heavy duty, and hold everything that you want to take to your buddy's house or your family member's house, this is probably the way to go. Let's see, you can hold your Switch, your dock, a Pro controller, your Joy-Cons, your AC adapter, your HDMI cord, 2 game cases, cleaning case, or cleaning cloth, I'm sorry, and some mesh pockets and SD card holders, but the mesh pockets must be for the game cords there. So there's a little bit of what you get on the back. Let's set that aside and get right in here to see what we got. Here you go. Pretty straightforward. Something in here. Oh, game cases. Okay, 1 game case in there. Must be the other ones in here. Same style pouches that came with my Nintendo Entertainment System console case, which I now use for drone propellers. But regardless, this one for the Switch will be used for the Switch. We got a nice spot in there for the Pro controller, which we do have. Nice spot for the dock in there. Yeah, pretty nice setup. It seems like a hard plastic interior right there, which I do like, actually. We'll have to finish what we're doing here and get that loaded up so we can check that out a little more. And these guys are just falling right out of there. Like I said, we'll come back to the Joy-Cons here shortly. But the main event, as you guys can see, look at that puppy. Isn't that nice? Special edition right there. Now, a big question, look at that box there, wow. A big question that a lot of people I know have had, myself included, is we all know Switches have greatly fluctuated in price online through private sellers. They've been getting harder and harder to obtain since the beginning of the pandemic, unfortunately. We've seen prices skyrocket on sources like eBay, LetGo, OfferUp, you know, things like that. And yeah, you know, I just couldn't believe what we were seeing. And like I said, when my store had gotten these in, I'm not sure if this is going to be something that we see consistently. This is Nintendo's apology for holding out on us, or, well, not like they had a choice, but, you know, for just not being able to provide Switches through this situation. Again, nobody I've talked to at this point has a solid answer on what exactly is going on, but they're here. We got them while we could. I've already started to notice they're disappearing off the shelves immediately. As soon as people started noticing, hey, there's a Switch back on the shelf, and it's an Animal Crossing Switch, oh, disappeared in our area. Anyways, look at that. Look at that Joy-Con. Let me get a closer zoom there. That two-tone is just, wow. Wow. These ones I'm not going to take out of the package. It's just not necessary. Like I said, they're going to be put back into storage and unused, actually. So these are going to be put up. Nope, here I go. See, not even thinking about it as I'm saying it. Want to pull them out of there so bad. Anyway, nice two-tone on that blue, like a matte baby blue finish, like the Nook Industries kind of colors going on there. Very, very cool. Very cool. Super pumped for this console, guys. And the console. Now, this, as confusing as my explanation has probably been, again, this is going to get used. And then if we do have any issue, unfortunately, I have had my own issues and problems in the past with Nintendo and warranty crisis situations. Oh, my. There it goes. Brand new. On the floor. Anyways, so, wow. That is nice. I mean, we already do have one, fortunately. Very fortunate to have 2 of these, but that back just... Look at that. Gorgeous. Really cool. Wish I could get my hands on a Pokemon one. I'm going to put that back in the case before I drop it on the floor. I do have a screen protector that's going to go on there pretty much immediately. That's been waiting for this video to happen. But yeah, that's going to be used. I've had my own issues with warranty claims in Nintendo, unfortunately, and I'm pretty positive I didn't get my original console back. So with that being said, if I have any issues with one of my Animal Crossing Horizon switches, I don't believe the other one came in a bag like that, did it?
I don't think so.
I don't think this foam bag was on the other dock. That's interesting. Good thing this one's going back in the case too, because I already have one out. Look at that, guys. Look at the artwork on that dock. I've never been so excited. Actually, a dock is why I had to get a hold of Nintendo's warranty department in the first place. I didn't realize everything that the dock actually did. I underestimated the functionality of the dock and the importance of the dock. And so, yeah, I was having some power routing issues, I guess, to put it as easy as I can. I just wasn't getting any power through my dock besides charging the system, and that was only when the system was on. So we did end up getting it resolved, but it took an extreme length of time. And like I said, when I did finally get our first V1 system that had that issue back, I don't believe it was our same system. So hopefully I was either mistaken or that's just an uncommon scenario. Not really sure. I have heard quite a bit of contradicting statements, so I'm not sure what to think there. Personally, the point of this is I will not be sending another Nintendo Switch back into Nintendo, at least not for a good amount of time. So if anything happens to one of our Switches, I'm probably going to go through a repair patron that I know is a family friend, and will get a repaired or refurbished V2 Nintendo Switch and take whatever Animal Crossing Switch had an issue and take that shell and swap it on to the original regular V2, you know, blue and red Joy-Con Switch that will just now have my was broken Animal Crossing shell on it, in theory. And then that way I would still have my Animal Crossing Switch externally. Internally it would be different, but, you know, for somebody that's going to play it, you know, it's a win-win situation as far as I'm concerned. So the shell, the Joy-Cons, the dock, those are the main things that I was concerned about. Power cord, we all know what that looks like for the most part. Nintendo's big bulky box of a power cord that, of course, you would pretty much have to use because there's not very many options out there. I mean, there is some, but... Another thing I was a little displeased about upon opening our first one is the fact that the Joy-Con paddle was not different in any way. They could have at least made this a matte white, I thought, which would have been a nice addition, nice accessory to the dock, you know, to the Joy-Cons, to the two-tone look. And for whatever reason, we just get stuck with this regular black one. So it is what it is, not a big deal. With this console, we're not going to be placing any skins, any graphics, anything like that on it, even with the use of the other Joy-Cons. We're just going to let it pop how it is from the factory and be able to enjoy it that way. I'm not really sure how this thing come out of there, hopefully like that. I believe this is our last piece. I apologize. Again, I'm usually a little more prepared, a little more on schedule, a little more planned set for these videos, but this is a more personal video as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, we're doing something a little bit different today. We don't normally do anything outside of RC or occasionally a small engine type video. Like one of our original videos, you know, there's me driving around a six-wheeler that I had fixed. So every now and then we will share a little bit of our personal life and endeavors on the screen, on the camera, with our good old patrons. But anyway, so that's what we got. Here's the main package that everybody's really worried about. There it is. Pretty nice looking, huh? I think so. And finally, let's take a look at those Joy-Cons. Those are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Look how much that pops. Even on the camera. And I like the reflective backing. Very neat. Very neat. And the purple. The one that I was very excited about. For a second, it almost looked red on the camera. Fortunately, even though we're only using a Vivitar lower-end model to staple us by for now, we have been having some good luck after our first initial rounds of bugs with the camera. So the camera itself is also a new experience to us. But there you have it, guys. There's what you'd be looking at. Geez, after for the dent that it put in my wallet, I definitely, I'm happy. But like I said, that's my first time opening a brand new set of Joy-Cons, and I don't really know what I was expecting for in the box, but you know, I wish the Joy-Cons would come down in price a little bit, as I'm sure we all would. They seem steep, but the main reason that inspired me to put the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons up, because a lot of you might be wondering, like, well, geez, why don't you just use them? You're going to use the other console itself. Why not just use the Joy-Cons? Well, that's a good question. I had originally wondered to myself, after having the warranty issues I had mentioned with Nintendo, I thought to myself, well, geez, what happens if I actually need to get another set of Joy-Cons or something along those lines? And so I looked up the price of the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons out of pocket and realized that the cheapest prices I was finding were, on average, a great deal more expensive than the Joy-Cons, the regular Joy-Con colors, and even the newest edition of Joy-Con colors. But they were, the Animal Crossing New Horizon colors were significantly more expensive. So with that being seen, I did think it was a good idea to put up the Joy-Cons, and then if I ever had an issue with the purple and orange there, that I would eventually be able to fall back or have the original collector set, whatever needed to happen. But just no need to use them right away, not at the moment. So I was fortunate enough to be able to get another set of Joy-Cons, so I might as well save the originals. Plus, you know, if I change my mind, it's not going to hurt having a set of Joy-Cons around. Alright guys, thanks, I appreciate it. Once again, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Nintendo Switch. Let's get one last look at the box. Hopefully you guys can get out there and get one if you're out there looking for one. Hopefully this video has helped you get a better understanding of what exactly you're looking at in the box. One thing that I can say after doing this video is compared to a version 1 Switch, because I do know I have confirmed that this is the version 2 underneath of all the Animal Crossing detail. This, I didn't realize it said Dodo Airlines and Nook Inc. on there. That's pretty neat. Anyways, I've yet to meet these people. Well, I've met the pilot, but I've yet to meet either of them people. Anyways, yeah, you know, I am impressed with it. I am way more impressed with it than the first round of Switches. So, hopefully we'll see some more different varieties of Switches. I know there's been quite a few out there, but here's the Animal Crossing New Horizons one. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.